ChatGPT 4.5 is out and it is likely going to be your best AI model for writing. The model looks good on paper, it's even better than some thinking models like O1 and O3, and OpenAI claims that this model has higher emotional intelligence. And according to my testing, that sounds about right. Just to give you the brief, most large language models are struggling to provide a response with a human character. Basically, it sounds very AI and a lot of times just doesn't feel right when you're reading it. Sure, you can use a long, specific, and complicated prompting to get a natural sounding response, but generally the answer is going to be very robotic. The response is predictable, often uses cliché words, and a bit more passive. Unfortunately, these properties are difficult to remove. If you have been reading some responses from AI and comparing it to humans, you probably have developed a good pattern recognition to tell AI and human content apart. But GPT 4.5 seems to challenge that notion. On my tests and some reports from users, the response from GPT 4.5 is more human compared to any AI models. The response feels to have a character. It is more sympathetic, warm, and natural. This is, for example, my attempt to create an email message using GPT 4.5 on Perplexity AI. The prompt is simple. I just want to write an email message asking a client to extend the project duration. What you are seeing is real and I know what you're thinking. It is very slow. This is because GPT 4.5 has bigger parameters, which makes it smart but also slow. But regardless, the result looks convincing. It is more personal and it understands human interaction or feeling. Honestly, if someone sends me this email, I wouldn't even notice that it was made by AI. Now, just for comparison, this is the response from Claude 3.7 Sonnet using the same prompt. For some reason, it is way longer than it needs to be. It doesn't look like an email anymore. It is a formal proposal. I think it is safe to say that most of you that are watching this video can tell when an email message is this long, then it is probably made by AI. Real humans, on the other hand, tend to be more concise and practical. We don't like writing long paragraphs like this if not necessary. So if you see something that's too long, it is probably fake. I also tried creating a short blog post using Claude 3.7 Sonnet and GPT 4.5. The prompt was quite simple. You can pause this video if you want to copy it. After just about 10 seconds, this is the response from Claude 3.7 Sonnet. For some reason, the content looks monotone even though I asked to have various types of elements in the article. For example, in the response, each heading is followed by 2 paragraphs with more or less the same length. On its own, it looks boring. But honestly, it is not that bad. It can be used on a blog post with some modifications. However, when you compare it to GPT 4.5, it is becoming obvious. The article from GPT 4.5 is objectively better. It is concise, it doesn't make a long, winded paragraph, it follows nearly all the requirements from my prompt, and it is closer to the length of the words that I need. In case you miss it, I asked for 300 words and it produced 240 words. For comparison, Claude 3.7 Sonnet wrote a 450 words article. GPT 4.5 is also better at capturing the personality of the author. You would often see some phrases appealing to the first point of view. Although in some areas, it still feels overly energetic, which is a distinct behavior AI often makes. On another test, I tried asking a question that requires a creative answer. I asked GPT 4.5 to produce fun and rhetorical questions that could go viral on social media, and this is the response. 4 out of 5 items it suggested sounds great and most likely would gain some engagement if I post this on Twitter. Again, for comparison, this is the answer from Claude 3.7 Sonnet. Honestly, it is okay, it is acceptable, but it doesn't stick to my mind really well. These are fun and relatable questions, but don't make me ponder the same way as the answer from GPT 4.5. I probably can get better response if I modify the prompt a bit, but still, GPT 4.5 is more alluring. It produces a warmer response, has more emotions, is more creative, and in some ways, smarter. But I should mention that there is one major drawback of this model that makes it very underwhelming. GPT 4.5 is very expensive. Right now, the model is only available in the $200 per month ChatGPT Pro subscription. Later, it may be available on the Plus plan, but I suspect with lots of limitations. The model is also available for developers via API, but the number just looks awful. For just the output, GPT 4.5 will set you back $150 for a million tokens. For context, DeepSeek R1 from China only cost $2.13. So no wonder why only ChatGPT Pro subscribers can use GPT 4.5 at the moment. But as you can see, I'm using Perplexity AI, which fortunately has added access to GPT 4.5, so I don't have to pay an extreme amount of money just to try that model. So in the end, GPT 4.5 is an improvement towards higher AI intelligence, but right now just doesn't make any economic sense. But there is one silver lining. This is pretty much the first time we have an AI model that was designed to be natural and sound like a real human. If recent history is anything to go by, we will see new AI models with the human property just like GPT 4.5, but they would be cheaper, faster, and more useful. So I'm excited to see how this will lead us. But anyway, if you can't access GPT 4.5 right now, Cloud 3.7 Sonnet would be a great alternative. And I have a few things to say about that model. If you want to know my take, you can check out this video. In any case, thank you so much for watching, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you on the next video.